Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Allie and Rob here, Grounded Life Finances, and today we are sharing with you how we stay for free in hotels for 2 months every year.
Yeah, we do get a lot of questions about this because people have found out through our social media that we do tend to just kind of sit in hotels for a couple of months a year just to kind of relax and unplug and get some work done, check out a new area. And people are wondering how we do that on our budget that we've put out there. And the answer is that these are actually months that help our budget because they're basically free. And we're going to explain to you how we do that. So that allows us to stay in a little bit nicer places some other months. This is done with points. And there's a couple things you need to know about the points. That is how you can easily earn the points and how to best redeem the points. So there's a couple of caveats about this, first of all, with points. And that is that most people on the internet will tell you, I got this great redemption and we went to the Maldives, right? What's wrong with that line of thinking?
Well, the thing is people only get so much vacation time from work, and so they put all their eggs, all their points into the one vacation, and then once they use them all up like that extravagantly, they're all gone.
Yeah.
So then they have nothing left for any other time.
So almost every article, every video you're going to see is talking about using your points in an efficient manner, but only in a 1 to 2 week period. We're talking about spreading your points over an entire year or a period of months so that you can use them to basically have free living and have a free lifestyle. And that's really what you want. And so because your goal is to get out of that life where you only get 2 weeks and you have to blow all your points in 2 weeks. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And we're looking at cost-effective redemptions for a month. We're going to do it by the month so you can kind of follow along and see how much it'll take. And we have two different ways we do this. One way is if we're sort of vacationing, and one way is if we're sort of living. So let's just jump into a vacation one. This is one we're planning for this year. And we're going to be going to India, we think. And if you go to India, you can stay at the Park Hyatt Chennai. It is the only Park Hyatt in the world that is a Category 1. It's a beautiful hotel, simply amazing, and it can be had for as little as 3,500 points per night.
It's mind-blowing that you can get a Park Hyatt, which is the nicest Hyatt property, for 3,500 points. That's crazy.
So I think we're going to try to do that for a week, maybe 2 weeks, but that'll jump into our points here. But the rest of the time, we're trying to find places where you can effectively live, work, and just kind of chill and unplug. And so we want them to be even, a little bit nicer. Now, the one we're probably doing this year is going to be the Staybridge Suites Dubai Financial Center.
Yes, and I think a lot of times too, as you're hearing the names of these hotels, just know that the properties are not the same as they are in the US. The brand is there, and it's nice, and you can count on them. But when we're talking about the Staybridge in Dubai, we're talking about a gorgeous property, gorgeous rooms, everything is done really well. I mean, it's Dubai. And just kind of know that, I know it's a big jump when you're thinking, from the Park Hyatt to Staybridge, but it's really not when you're thinking about properties overseas.
Yeah, so this one, this is an IHG property, and if you're redeeming for IHG, every 4th night is free. So you always want to keep in mind that you want to do this in multiples of 4. So for that, I've kind of planned this out for 28 nights. So for 28 nights this is basically an apartment in the financial center of Dubai. It is going to be 12,500 points per night, and that is 350,000 points. We'll come back to this in a little bit when we tell you how you're going to earn these points. And then one that we did last year, where we actually stayed for a month in Bali, is the Fairfield by Marriott Bali Legion.
Yes, and oh my gosh, this property was absolutely amazing. We were looking for some place to sit and not spend a ton of money, like you said. And this property was gorgeous, immaculate. Like I said earlier, you're thinking to yourself, oh, the Fairfield? That doesn't sound that great. Gorgeous property, beautiful resort pool with a bar area. The staff was phenomenal. You walked through that lobby and you were always greeted every single time, and they would run and get the elevator for you, whatever. It was amazing. It was a really great property. Crazy, you forget you're staying at a Fairfield,
Yeah.
but it was in Bali.
Talk about the room service.
Oh yes, that too. We did have room service there, and we actually we had big projects we were working on, so we were just kind of drilling away at work on our computers, and we would order room service. The food was fantastic, and the pricing was insane.
Yeah, it was like
In very Bali lifestyle.
it was like $3 for breakfast,
Yeah.
maybe $4. And
Yeah, like a full breakfast
Yeah.
too. It was wild.
yeah, I liked you could get the full English breakfast there, which is kind of good. Which is
Beans and all.
similar to a full American breakfast. Okay, so let's get into the pricing for that though. This Fairfield in Bali this is crazy. For 30 nights, 153,000 points. Not per night, for the whole month. So you only need 153,000 points for the whole month to stay there. You can go search it right now. It's February 1st to March 2nd, 2024. That's what we're looking at here, and it's 153,000 points for the month. You could also go to Jakarta. It's even going to be cheaper, 3,750 points per night. So 30 nights there is going to be 112,500 points for the month. So if you're new to points and you don't know how many of that is not a lot of points to spend. So we're going to tell you right now how you can earn that many points pretty easily. And the way we do that is there's two ways to do it. One is kind of an initial boost to get it done quickly, and then an ongoing strategy. So the first one is through sign-up bonuses, right?
Yes, so signing up for credit cards, and they have sign-up bonuses. There's lots of different ones. We've reviewed a ton of them here on the channel, and you can go and check those out individually too as you're trying to consider what would work best for you. But also keep in mind that when you are applying for these credit cards, we are assuming that you're paying these off every month. So you're not using, you're not paying for any interest on this. None of this makes any sense whatsoever if you're carrying a balance on these credit cards. So if you end up having to carry a balance on these credit cards, forget it. Do not do this plan.
Right. And that's why the first thing that we talk about in doing this lifestyle is to get out of debt, so that doesn't have to happen. But with IHG, we signed up for their credit card. We got 175,000 points for signing up and doing the initial spend. So we've basically earned about 200,000 points for there this year. You could do that both people. That would get you 400,000 points. And Marriott is currently offering 200,000 points per person per sign up once you do the initial spend. The way it works is you sign up. If you spend like $3,000 on the card in the first 3 to 4 months, you get all these bonus points.
Yeah, each one has a different sign-up bonus, a sub, and it just depends on the card, and also depends on the fee for the card as well, which again we share in our reviews of all these different cards. But you want to make sure that the numbers make sense for you and for what you're going to be using these cards for.
Right. So you might be saying, well, that's great. I get to 200,000 points. If we both get to 200,000 points, that's 400,000 points. Now you remember, it was only 150,000 points to stay for a month so we're already there for 2.5 months just by signing up for the cards. But how it works on an ongoing basis is through referral points. And trust me when I say that if you're doing this type of thing and you're over there living for free and you put out on your Facebook, hey, we just stayed for free in Bali for a month, people are going to want to know how you do that. And all you have to do is tell them how you did it. They're going to sign up for the card, and you're going to get referral points for it. So right now, Marriott is offering 40,000 referral points per sign up to 5 a year. So you could both do that. That is another potential 400,000 points per year. You can also get 50,000 referral points per person for IHG. So as you can see, you could just through referrals be earning 500,000 to 600,000 points, not to mention your sign-up bonuses. And if we wanted to, we could really stay at these hotels for probably 5 or 6 months a year for free.
Right, but honestly, we don't really want to stay at hotels for that long.
Yeah.
It'd be a really long time in a hotel, and we really like to have some place that has a kitchen and that we can cook. And sometimes you can find ones that do have kitchens, like that Staybridge in Dubai. It has a kitchen, so we'll be able to get groceries and cook food and everything. But you know, you don't want to stay, well, we don't want to stay at a hotel 5 to 6 months and have to eat out all the time. So
yeah, so what we end up normally doing, our strategy going forward, is because we have tons of points coming through this kind of strategy, is that we'll stay for 2 months somewhere like the Dubai Staybridge Suites over these other Marriotts, which is the IHG property, the Dubai one. And that is going to be fine for us because we really only want to stay for 2 months, but they're full apartments with kitchens, bathrooms. We don't really have to give up anything. If we want to try a new place, we may go try a hotel for a month. We just stayed in Japan for, I think we were in a hotel for basically 3 weeks.
mm-hmm. Yeah, we were there for 7 weeks, and of that 7 weeks, we did 1 week at the beginning and 2 at the end. So 3 weeks total. We did have a place with a kitchen in the middle.
Yeah. So the finance of this really works out though, because if you're budgeting $4,000 per month for your living on average, and you're doing 2 to 3 months, that's basically free. As far as your housing goes, we usually budget the housing at about $1,500 per month. That's almost $5,000 you can put into other months. So that means you can do things like live on a cruise ship for a month or stay in a more expensive city. You don't have to just, always be sticking to the budget, even though the budget is fine for everywhere we're going. So
yeah,
it really just gives you so much more flexibility, so much more savings, so much more money. And it's just such a better idea to do this than to take that 500,000 points and blow it on like 4 nights in a fancy hotel.
Yeah, it really does make a huge difference, when you're looking at either dumping them all into 1 week vacation. Now, if you're trying to do something really special for a very special occasion, sure, yeah, dump it all in there if you want to. If you're not going to be able to pay for that with cash and you've got the points, then sure, by golly, use it if you're celebrating something special. But if you're just trying to, kind of live or hang out or even just regular vacation, it's better to just go ahead and spread that out instead of dumping it all into one.
Yeah. So we'll have a lot more videos coming up also on different ways you can redeem your points, the best hotels to do it at, best countries, best programs. But right now, basically, if you're going to be doing the type of lifestyle we're doing, what we've found is the best places to get the best value for your points is generally IHG and Marriott and Hyatt, I think, because they have kind of the best selection.
Mm-hmm, yeah, the most offerings really around the world as opposed to in a more concentrated area, or like if you went with like an airline one or something. But
right.
For those specific ones, I think are the best ones. And we did review those all here on the channel. Hopefully this is helpful to you as you're making plans and trying to figure out which card you're going to get. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Questions, leave those down in the comments, and we'll see you next time.